Peace, everybody. I would like to present to some and introduce to others what do you call these things? We'll just call them pleading paper, what they are. Pleading paper. Pleading paper. What is pleading paper? I like definitions. Let's do a definition real fast. Pleading paper. We're looking for a definition. Pleading paper is the paper used for documents that submitted to the court. Wait. Pleading paper is the paper used for documents that submitted to the court and is numbered down the left-hand side. It contains information about your case as well as the text of the filing you are turning into the court. Somebody screwed that one up. Wasn't me. I didn't read it wrong. Wikipedia, pleading, no, pleading is only telling you what pleadings are. Okay, well, good enough. Pleading paper. These are samples of pleading papers. You'll notice this if you got any documentation from the courts, albeit the landlord is suing you for possession or trying to evict you, you would see documents like this. If you were involved in a car accident and you were injured or you injured someone, you would see documentation like this. Pleading paper. It is a standard form courts use, okay? Now, we in the private use this as well. I use it mostly for administrative processes. And I'm learning as I'm in these Facebook pages and groups and listening to the questions that are asked and the conversations, a lot of people are still not fully aware or fully informed, fully understanding of what an administrative process is. This isn't a video about administrative process. However, an administrative process is when you send documentation to another party. Let's say your creditor, the credit card company is saying that you owe a debt, okay? You send them a letter requesting that they verify and validate the debt. This letter is sent to them, preferably certified mail return receipt, and preferably it is sent by your notary or a second party, not yourself, because you need a witness to these things. You need a witness that you are asking a question or you are trying to inquire about something. And chances are the individual that you're writing to is either ignoring you or won't answer you in a specific manner that you are requiring them to. If you watch the proceedings, the impeachment proceedings, where they're asking the Republicans certain questions about the president, did he commit a crime? Did he this? You know how they avoid answering those questions? This is what happens when you write to creditors or people that claim that you owe them something. They avoid you because they can't prove what they're saying, or they know what they're saying is false, or they know they're in the wrong and they don't want to admit it. So they are being careful how they respond to you, or they don't respond to you at all. So basically, an administrative process is you requesting information from someone else by using someone else to send it for you, meaning your notary. Now, once they don't answer your first letter, you then send them your second letter. Let's just say they do answer your first letter, but they don't answer it like you wanted them to, meaning you give them 5 points to respond to, they only respond to 1 point. So you have your notary respond to them again. You make another letter, you send it to, you give it to your notary sends it out to them. requesting that they adequately respond as you instructed. There are 4 points to address. They've only responded to 1 point. They must address the last 4 points, or they must give you proof of claim, proof of what they're saying. So you send that second letter out. That second letter then also gets ignored, or again, they send you back out the same letter they sent the first time, only answering the first point. Okay, this is when you send them the third letter. The third letter is usually the final letter, because you've given them 2 opportunities to answer you, and you're not going to keep hunting them down. All you need is 3 letters. So you send them the third letter, and you give them that final opportunity to respond to you. If they don't respond to you, or if they don't respond to you adequately, then you go back to your notary. Your notary is key, because your notary sent all these letters out. Now, in your notices, you are supposed to instruct them to answer you and the notary back. Or you can instruct them to just respond to the notary. Let the notary be the witness, because you can easily say, I never got a letter back, although you did. But the notary is not going to lie on your behalf. If the notary never received anything, now the notary can write a statement on your behalf stating, listen, I personally sent these letters out to such and so creditor on behalf of Bud-Brownsville. Such and so creditor never responded to me, and Bud-Brownsville is attesting to me that they never responded to him as well. So XYZ credit company, whatever the name is in default. So I am, defaulting them, meaning they were given an ample opportunity to respond and they did not. That is an administrative process. You now can take that notice, it's going to be a certificate of default, notice of default, however you want to say it. You're going to take that to your court, your local clerk, county clerk, and you're going to get or request a default judgment. Meaning the company that is trying to reach out to you is now stopped. ESTOPPD, stopped, meaning they had an opportunity to respond, they did not. So now they are no longer able to respond. And you have proof that you have reached out to them in good faith, and they just did not respond to you. So now you have a default judgment against them. So that, in essence, is the administrative process. Now, I use this pleading paper, it's going back to the pleading paper, I use this pleading paper on my last mail out. I send the first 2 letters out requesting information or responding to information, and I don't get the correct or adequate response. Then I send out this last page in a pleading paper form. What am I talking about? So now this is for a court date. This is for when you're responding to a court, or responding to a court case, or you're initiating a court case. And let me show you the other design. It's here. Here's another one. Okay. Now I'll show you briefly one that I've sent out on a particular case I'm waiting for. So this is the pleading paper that I created in response to a incident. We're waiting for them to respond. We gave them 3 days. So this is the last page I'm sending out. Once they don't respond to this, now they are basically in default. Okay? So this is how I use pleading paper, other than, initiating a court case. All right? Now, also what I would like to show you is how to create your own. And before I do that, let me show you where you can get your own download of this pleading paper. If you go to templates.office.com/EN for English .us/pleading-pleading-pleading-TM-03-992040, it will bring you to this page here where you can download it, and this first page here will pop up. Okay, now all you need to do is change the information. Let's say Bud Brownsville, you know, so you fill it in, print it out, send it. All right. So this is pleading paper. This is how you can get it. Now, this particular format that they give you, what I tried to do is I tried to take all this information out. Oh, of course they let me do it now. I tried to take it out before and add my information in and just leave the pleading background or the pleading format in place and just input my information in here. It wouldn't let me do that before. Let me do it now, son of a gun. So now, if you wanted to do the same, well, I'll leave that in the footer. But now if you wanted to do the same as I did for your administrative process, all you need to do is cut and paste your statement that you're writing, the page that you're writing, because you're writing a letter to them without the lines, without these this formatted lines called pleading paper or pleading. So you would just cut and paste and it will fall right into this groove here. All right. Now, how do you make this? I think I can use their actual paper, although I was going to pull up a blank page and do it for you. This here won't move. Come on, let's move. Okay, it's not gonna move. I'm going to do a new one for you. It's good to know how to do these things in case you run into the problem that I ran into. I couldn't edit that page. So since I couldn't edit, I just decided to make my own. Now, if you look for the text box, which I believe is in here, text box, you want the simple text box. You want to make it long or leave it as is until you start putting the numbers in, because you're going to delete all this information. You're going to do 1 space or enter 3 all the way down to 28. Okay, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I am not so skilled in Word, although I do have some experience. Although my coworker at the job flies through this thing. She does the tab, caps lock, different things, and she's flying through these. I don't know how she does it, but I'm not so bad myself. It's just I don't have the pizzazz as some people may have. 24, 25, and it's standard to have 28 letters or 28 of these. Now what you're going to do is you're going to just pull this in. Now this is your numbered side. Okay. I'm going to move this over. We're going to line this up with the, now this space here is for the header, and this space down here, which they didn't leave much room, is for the footer. If you're not familiar with what a header and footer is, let me show you that real fast, because I've learned this through trial and error. You might want to learn it. Let's use this one. This is the top of the document. This is where the header goes. This is where the document title may go, what have you. Let me show you the footer. You might want to put some numbers down there. Page 1, etc. If you have a document that has 5 pages, but they're not numbered, instead of individually doing it, you create a footer, and now it will count the pages for you. Okay, there are different footers. This is Word. There's different footers that you can use. You can also, it won't let me get back to it. There we go. Let me change the footer. There's one here. You can put the name of the document and the page number. So there are different ones you can pick, but let me get rid of this because this is not what we are doing. I will just show you. I'll go here. Remove. We're also going to remove the header. All right. So that's where they are, and that's why there's space there, what have you. Now, to draw the other lines, bring the document up so you can see. These other lines here, which is actually 3 lines. Let me show you how they do that. Back to my page. Go into the document. We're going to go into shapes, and we're going to pick this line guy here. And we're just going to go straight down the page. I'm going to have to go back to the top and line it up properly. But that's one. I'm going to bring it all the way up to the top of the page. Okay. Now what you could do is right click, copy it, and make your second one. And you can paste and make your third one. So we're going to bring this one over here. Didn't grab anything. Let's grab it and bring this to the side. Usually it lines up with the 7 over there. Okay. And these are going to line up with the halfway mark, which is this. This is not long enough. Come on, cooperate. Anyway, what's going to happen? Oh, I'm sorry. This here, we're going to go with no background. I believe we're going to do it in numbers, bullets. Where is that thing at? Give me a second to find where we're going to wrap text, insert. I believe it's in view, or is it format? Here it is, format. We don't want any outline for the numbers, which is, I believe, here. No outline. So now you notice the box is gone. I'm sorry. There we go. Notice the box is not around the numbers anymore. Okay, so we'll highlight this. No, let's make this line. Bring this line closer first. Come on and cooperate. Ah, man. We can't get it to respond. Okay, there's something I'm doing wrong. Let's go back to page layout. I'm sorry, insert. We're going to the shapes, and hopefully they'll allow us to click it. I'm going to have to edit this video. I hate editing. But basically, until I get it, matter of fact, I'm going to stay here until I get it. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to bring this line closer to this line about here, and you're going to bring these numbers closer to the edge of this line here, like so. Now, you're going to pick Times New Roman, and the text height should be 12, which I forgot to do over here too. These should be the same style. With these being the same style, the same text size, same style, the wording on the right-hand side of the paper will match up. And that's what you really wanted to do. You want it to be point by point. So now if I start typing here, go back. You notice it doesn't line up? I would have to go over here and adjust the numbers, raise it up slightly to match up with that line. So now we're on the same line. Now, if I hit enter and go to the next line, we're going to be lined up over here as well. See, if I hit enter, we're going to be lined up with the 3. Understand? So now if you were doing a affidavit and you wanted the affidavit to be rebutted line by line, you can reference line 1, line 2, line 3, etc. This is why they do pleading paper. So when they reference a portion of your document, you can easily go down to line 17. What does line 17 say? Line 17 would say Z, 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 whatever. All right. So this is how you create pleading paper. Although I didn't finish it, I'll give you time to finish it. Remember, get the text box to make the numbers go down the page. You're going to go to 28. You're going to make this Times New Roman. And I see this is the wrong font here. All of it should be Times New Roman. That is the standard font, and standard font size is 12. So it will match up on both sides. All of these should be Times New Roman, which they are in 12. Okay, so this is how you set up pleading paper. Now, if we wanted to do the lines like they have for the boxes, which let me show you. You want to separate this. And you want to do another line from here. These should be black. Okay. Now let me show you the other page. See what I mean? See, this is how they do it. And this is how you do it. All right. So I didn't do it perfectly. I apologize. And I got a little stuck with the lines. We can always redo it and go back. Take your time. Do it. Make it your own. Learn it. Learn this stuff so you're not depending on anyone else to help you with this stuff. All right. So this is pleading paper and what pleading paper is for and how to create it yourself or how to alter other documents. So I thank you. Let's leave this one alone, and I welcome your comments and questions, and I'll see you in the next video.